Nigel, thanks for joining us. Final time ahead of a game this season. Unbeaten in 5. What do you want to see from our final match of the campaign?
Similar things to the recent run. I think we've been playing well. The style which the players are starting to develop themselves is one which has brought us some success of late, and that's good. Whether it's since there's been less pressure on the players, it's irrelevant. I think the most important thing is that we carry positives over from this season into next season, and when Saturday's game's over, I'll then try and reflect on what the whole season looks like. But I know we've made some really positive strides in regard to how individuals have come on within the squad, and as well as that, I think also that the players have started to create a bit of identity for the team, and that's really a very, very important thing, that the players create that identity.
Do you sense some ownership of that identity?
Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, I was not going to use that word, but I think it's very true. The players do or have taken very much the ownership of how we want to play very much into their own hands, and I think that's very, very important.
Huddersfield Town, so they're on 1-5 of the last 6. They're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
How do you see that? Because they're obviously a very different team to the one that finished way down the table last season.
Yeah, I think they will go very strong against us. I think they'll want to keep the run going. I suppose when you're in the playoffs, there is always there is a temptation, not always, there's a temptation to maybe rest players and make sure that they're ready for the playoff games. But I'm almost convinced that they will just go strong and try and keep their positive run going. They'll know that we're in decent form ourselves. It's very interesting. I was talking to the staff yesterday. When we played them at our place, we were just 3 points behind them. So they've had an incredible run, and they've been one of the form teams of the second half of the year, without any shadow of a doubt. So we know it'll be a tough game, but again, it's one that we can go into with confidence ourselves, and really concentrate on our own game, making sure that we try and maintain the standards that we've set in recent games, which has been good. Or things have come together a lot more in the last few games. We've had other occasions during the year where we've played really well and games haven't really gone our way. The Coventry game at home really does spring to mind with that one, where we end up losing the game but actually played exceptionally well. So there have been occasions during the season where things haven't just clicked together in the way that we would like, but I want the players to go out and enjoy the occasion again. Last game of the season, and we'll go as strong as we can as well.
I'd like to ask you about selection. So how do you view this? Obviously, points you've always said are important.
Yeah.
And finishing strongly. Do you? And I know you're thinking about next season. Obviously, do you think about selection for next season, or is it very much, as you said, we'll review this season after Saturday, and therefore we'll go really strong this Saturday?
Yeah, we'll go as strong as we can. I remember coming to Ashton Gate when I was manager at Hull, last game of the season, and we'd set a new club record of, I think, 17 away games unbeaten. And I decided to freshen it up with 1 or 2 players, and we ended up getting beat 3-0 at Ashton Gate. And so I'm not going to play with it. I'm not going to send messages that it's not an important game. It's as important as every game. So for me, although it is the last game of the season, what we've got to play for, well, 3 points is the answer to that. 3 points, and we're also playing we're still preparing. We are preparing for next season. So let's see how we fare at the weekend.
How's the injury situation? You seem to be able to be select from a fairly strong squad at the moment.
Yeah, we're pretty settled in that regard. We've got most of our squad are available. So I suppose there's only people like Thomas isn't available.
Andy as well. Andy King.
Yeah, King is available. Yeah, so we're okay. We're okay in that regard.
And you talked about wanting to get those 3 points. It's an early start for supporters.
Yeah.
It's 12:30 kick-off. How impressed have you been by the away support? We've obviously had a great home support, but the away support's been really strong as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, everybody within the club appreciates the support that we've had, and I'm very aware of how frustrating some of our games will have been, both on the road and at home. So, but I do think we have a very knowledgeable fan base who see the bigger picture. But that's not to say that we'll be aiming a lot higher next year. There's no doubt about that, and I think our fans will expect that as well. And so it's up to us to deliver that, and it's always up to us to keep our fans on board. To do that, they need to have some optimism that we're moving in the right direction. There's no guarantees, but I know that we have a very loyal fan base who want success, and hopefully we will be able to deliver more visible success next season. But I just enjoy I hope they enjoy the day out. Hope the weather's all right. Hope we play well. Hope we win.
Speaking of progression, so I think there's been an average of more than 6 academy graduates in the match day squad this season. So how encouraged are you by the likes of Alex Scott, Eamon Benarouz, Tommy Conway, Sam Bell, who've established themselves in the first team squad this season, and also the 7 academy graduates you met?
Yeah. Well, what it does, I mean, it's one of our aspirations anyway, as a club, is to produce homegrown talent who make it into our own team. So that's one of our targets anyway. I think the success of some of those youngsters coming through this year into the first team actually gives us greater impetus with how our academy is structured too, because our young players get opportunities if they're good enough. I'm not going to change that. I'm not going to, we're not going to have a huge shift where we bring lots of new additions in. We'll strengthen this summer. There's no doubt about that. I'm not going to give you a number this year like I did last year, because we will need a few additions, and the people who come in will enhance what we've already got. That's the plan. So we're very clear where we need to strengthen, but it's also very important that we do produce homegrown talent, and I think that is we're on the same page, definitely, in terms of how we operate as a club. So hopefully the future remains very, very bright for us.
And some clubs, their academies are on a different site. Obviously, our academy is here. They're obviously High Centre. You watch the under-23s games whenever they're here. Do you see that kind of same page mentality coming through from 16s, 18s, 23s to the first team?
Well, I can't say I've seen enough of the younger age groups. I've not really had enough time for that. But speaking with the staff, I mean, and I know Tins is very, very keen for us to be aligned. And I think that's very important for the football club too, so that people understand what we are trying to produce. And I just think as a football club, we've made really important changes this year. Not always impacted results in the way that we would like, but the changes that have been made this year have been or will be fundamental to how we achieve success moving forward. So yeah, it's been a very crucial year for us as a club on lots of different levels. And hopefully next year we'll achieve more success with the first team on the pitch, and so that we are challenging higher up the league. Hopefully top half to playoff places. That's what we're looking for next season.